The system was built this way. How oppression creates cycles of trauma. What if I told you that the struggles you face today, financial struggles, stress, self-doubt, the feeling that you're stuck in survival mode, weren't just personal problems, but part of a larger system? A system that was designed to keep certain people struggling, certain people fearful, and certain people disconnected from their true power. We're told that history is in the past, that slavery is over, that segregation is over, that inequality is better than it used to be. But what if the trauma of that past isn't just something we moved on from? What if it was deliberately designed to carry forward across generations? Through laws, through economics, through education, through the very way we are taught to think about ourselves? Welcome to World Renewal Ceremony, where we explore the deep connections between consciousness, energy, and the reality we create. I'm Rocky Holland, and today, we're diving into how systemic oppression was built to create cycles of trauma, and how it has shaped not just our history but our present, our consciousness, and even our ability to manifest a better future. The system was built this way, the design of oppression. If we want to understand why trauma cycles persist, we have to ask a hard question: who benefits from them? Who benefits from keeping people stuck in fear, stress, and scarcity? For centuries, power structures have been built around the idea of control, whether through colonialism, slavery, segregation, or economic disenfranchisement. These weren't unfortunate mistakes in history. They were deliberate designs to keep certain groups at the top and others at the bottom. Let's take redlining for example. In the mid-20th century, banks and the government literally drew red lines on maps around black and immigrant neighborhoods. If you lived in one of those areas, you couldn't get a mortgage. Your neighborhood was too risky for investment. That meant no home ownership, no property wealth, no financial stability to pass down to your kids. While white families were building generational wealth through home ownership, black and brown communities were locked out. And even today, those same neighborhoods often still struggle with poverty, underfunded schools, and crime, because that original economic sabotage set them generations behind. Exactly. And this pattern repeats in different forms: mass incarceration, education inequality, healthcare disparities. Each one of these systems was built, not just to exclude, but to create long-term trauma in these communities. And what happens when trauma isn't healed? Trauma as a tool of control? Here's something that isn't talked about enough. Trauma is an effective tool for control. When people are traumatized, their brains go into survival mode. They're not thinking about creativity, innovation, or breaking free from the system. They're thinking about how to survive the day. And when entire communities are placed under stress, through economic instability, police brutality, discrimination, that survival state becomes generational. This isn't just psychological, it's biological. Trauma rewires the brain. It puts the nervous system on high alert, making people more reactive, more anxious, and less able to focus on long-term goals. Studies have shown that children raised in high-stress environments develop higher cortisol levels, the stress hormone, which affects memory, decision-making, and emotional regulation. So let's think about this for a second. If you wanted to keep an entire group of people from rising up, wouldn't keeping them locked in survival mode be the perfect way to do it? Damn, that's deep. It's not just about keeping people poor, it's about keeping them mentally and emotionally exhausted so they don't even have the energy to fight back. Exactly. Because here's the thing, when people are at peace, when they feel safe, when they have time to think, they start questioning the system. They start realizing they deserve more. They start organizing, creating, manifesting new realities. And that is exactly what oppressive systems don't want. The connection between trauma and vibrational frequency. Now let's talk about this on an energetic level. If you followed this podcast, you know that everything, our thoughts, our emotions, our very being, exists on a vibrational frequency. Low frequency states, fear, stress, anger, scarcity, keep us trapped. They make us reactive instead of intentional. They cut us off from our creative power. But high-frequency states, peace, love, gratitude, joy, connect us to higher consciousness. They make us expansive. They open us to possibility. So what happens when an entire system is designed to keep people in low vibrational survival mode? It keeps people too stressed to dream. It keeps people too fearful to take risks. It keeps people too tired to organize or challenge the system. And when that state of being gets passed down generation after generation, it creates a reality where people are born into a vibration of struggle without even realizing there's another way. How we break the cycle. Now, if trauma is a tool of control, that means healing is a tool of liberation. If stress and survival mode keep people stuck in the system, then peace, presence, and intentional action are the keys to breaking free. So how do we start breaking the cycle? Here are 3 powerful ways. Healing the nervous system, retraining the brain to feel safe. Techniques like breathwork, meditation, and somatic therapy can rewire the nervous system out of survival mode and into creation mode. Start with small moments of peace. Even 5 minutes of deep breathing a day can begin shifting your state. Unlearning scarcity and reclaiming abundance. Challenge inherited beliefs about struggle. Was it passed down to you, or is it actually true? Start recognizing abundance in small ways. It rewires the brain to expect more of it. Building community and collective healing. Healing is amplified when done in groups. Find spaces where healing and empowerment are being cultivated. Knowledge sharing is key, learning history, recognizing patterns, and reclaiming control over our own minds. So, here's your challenge this week. Start noticing where stress and survival mode show up in your life. Ask yourself, is this mine? Or is it something I've inherited from a system that benefits from my exhaustion? And once you recognize it, start shifting it. And as always, I want to hear from you. Have you felt the impact of these cycles in your life? Have you started breaking free? Let's talk about it. Message me, leave a comment, and let's explore this together. If this episode resonated with you, share it with someone who needs to hear it. The more we understand how the system was built, the more we can build something better. Until next time, keep questioning, keep expanding, and remember, you were never meant to just survive. You were meant to thrive.